Hello everyone. Today we're going to read The TICKLE-OCTOPUS by Audrey and Don Wood. This was also one of my kids' very favorite stories, very favorite books, and you'll see that it's very loved as well. The TICKLE-OCTOPUS. Kind of ripping and falling apart. But it's a good one. One morning, about 1,000,000 years ago, Ugma awakened with a bone in her nose and a frown on her grumpy face. There's a volcano going off over here. As usual, she reached for Ugpa and gave him a painful pinch. Ugpa sat up with a start. Bop! He bellowed. Then he spat on the floor and fell back to sleep. Thus, Bup, the cave boy, here he is, awakened to another unhappy prehistoric day. Bup had to do all of the chores by himself. His older sister, Zerg, had been carried away by a saber-toothed tiger. His older brother, Hotrod, had fallen into the lair of a giant cave bear, and just yesterday, little Nug, Bup's baby sister, had vanished. Whoa, what's happening over here? Looks like his parents are still sleeping, but there's like vultures hovering nearby. Okay. Because they had lost their children, all their other children, Ugma and Ugpa were determined to keep Bup. Before going out to hunt that day, they rolled a great boulder in front of the cave so wild animals couldn't get in. Bup, rum, they bellowed, which meant, Bup, stay. And they tromped away. Well, Bup hiked to the pond at the back of the cave to practice making grim faces. More than anything, the cave boy wanted to be just like his parents if he ever grew up. But no matter how hard Bup tried, he could never look as horrid as they always did. "Arr!" he screamed. A tear of frustration rolled down his cheek and plopped into the still pond. Plop. The tear made an ever-widening ripple. The pond began to froth and churn. Then, out of the depths of a strange new animal emerged. The pinkish creature with wiggly arms didn't make a sound as it moved towards the cave boy. Bup tried to run away, but the creature reached out and tickled him under his chin. It tickled his ribs beneath his arms. The cave boy's face changed, and a warm glow circled in his heart, and something wondrous began to happen. For the first time in the history of people, someone smiled. Wow, look, he's being all tickled. Bup liked this new feeling. Oh, look, he's running. He tucked the animal into his pouch and then squeezed past the boulder, went in search of his ill-tempered parents. Before long, he came upon his father, who was busy stalking a woolly mammoth. Ugpa, moogwomp, moogwomp, Bup shouted, which meant, Dad, look what I've got, look what I've got. The cave boy's shouts frightened the timid woolly mammoth. With a fearful bellow, then the mammoth galloped away. A horrible grimace spread across Ugpa's face. It was so foul that 2 of his teeth popped out. Oh, where's the other tooth? Where's the other tooth? Oh, over here. And fell to the ground. But the caveman reached for his son. The caveman reached for his son. Bup knew what to do. Quickly, he opened his pouch and released the creature. Oh, nar! Ba, ba! Ba! Oh, guys! The caveman cried. The caveman, which meant, oh no, stop, he, stop, that tickles. For the first time in the history of people, someone laughed. Wow. These pages are a little hard to turn. When Ugpa could laugh no more, Bup stuffed the animal back into his pouch. Together, the father and son set off to find Ugma. Before long, they came upon the cave woman picking berries down by the mud slump. Ah, yee! Ugma screamed when she saw her happy family. Fearing they were ill and possibly contagious, Ugma jumped in the mud to save herself. Bup knew what to do. What do you think he's going to do? He opened his pouch and released the creature. Oh, mio, nas gays, ooglies, Ugma cried, which meant, oh, me, hee, that tickles, I like it. The giggling cave woman threw mud up into the air and slung it at Bup and Ugpa. And for the first time in the history of people, someone played. Oh my goodness, they are really playing in the mud. Wow. When everyone was covered with mud, the creature jumped back into Bup's pouch. Arwa? His parents asked, which meant, what is that thing? Bup thought for a moment. Nah, gay! He shouted, which meant, the TICKLE-OCTOPUS! Smiling and laughing, the family walked down the path. First, they tickled the cranky tribe that lived by the volcano. Oh boy, those are cranky people. Look how happy this family is now. Then they tickled a scowling girl who had tamed a saber-toothed tiger. She turned out to be Bup's older sister, Zerg. They tickled a growling boy who wore the skin of a giant cave bear. He, they discovered, was Bup's older brother, Hotrod. And finally, they tickled a pouting baby they found beneath a banana leaf. Nug, me gat, eep, nuggy! They cheered, which meant, Nug, we found our nuggy! Bup's baby sister had simply been misplaced. That's a problem. At last, Ugma, Ugpa, Zerg, Hotrod, Bup, Nug, and the TICKLE-OCTOPUS returned to their cave to celebrate. That evening, everyone stayed up late smiling, laughing, and playing. Today, about 1 million years later, times have changed. People no longer live in caves, and many of the animals that roamed the earth in the days of Bup are extinct. There are no more saber-toothed tigers. Now we have kitties. There's no more giant cave bears. I don't see anything that looks like a cave bear on this picture. There's no more woolly mammoths. And sad to say, the tickle octopus is gone too. What do you think? Is it really? Or is it? Woo! There it's tickling his foot. And this is when I tickle you. Tickle, 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 tickle. Love you guys. Bye-bye.